everyone. So today's class is really centered around this book called I Am Yoga by Susan Verd. We're going to read it in a moment, but I just wanted to tell you why we're focusing on this book. We've done so many wonderful lessons that you all have participated in this year, learning about yoga and mindfulness. And this book and the poses and the practices we'll do today are just a great reminder that we do so much good for the strength of our bodies and the calmness of our minds through yoga. And so we're going to start with a breathing exercise before we get started with the book. And this is just another good calming breathing exercise. Helps us feel healthy and energized afterwards too. It's called Stop and Smell the Flowers. So I want you to imagine that you're in a garden or a field full of your favorite flowers. So try closing your eyes and picture your favorite flower in your mind. Its color, the shape, the smell. And now breathe in very slowly and deeply to smell the beautiful fragrance of your favorite flower. And exhale very slowly. And repeat that again, focusing on the slow pace of your breath. Inhale, smell the beautiful flower. Exhale slowly. Again, smell the fragrant flower. And let your breath out slow. One more time. Inhale. Slowly release your breath. And you can open your eyes and check in and notice how you feel after doing that. Let's go ahead and listen to our story. We're going to do yoga poses that go along with the story afterwards. So this is I Am Yoga by Susan Verd. When I feel small in a world so big, when I wonder how to fit in, when the world is spinning so fast, I tell my wiggly body, be still. I tell my thinking mind, be quiet. I tell my racing breath, be slow. I close my eyes and make room in my mind, in my heart, to create and imagine. I am yoga. I can touch the sky. I'm so tall. I can soar among the clouds. I am so free. I love how she's using her imagination. I can sparkle with the stars. I shimmer and shine. Can you notice which yoga poses she's doing on each page? I can dance with the moon. I light up the night. I can sail on the sea. I go with the flow. I can open my heart. I feel love. I can see far and wide. I am focused. I can turn things upside down. I am playful. I can stand up for me. I can stand up for others. I can stand up for peace. I can open like a flower. I am beautiful. I can carry beauty with me. I am full. I can say I've had enough for today. I relax. I can rest. I am calm. Now, the world is just the right speed. Now, my world is just the right size. Now I see. I fit in just fine. I am yoga. I can be anything. So we're going to do the yoga poses that she demonstrated in the story. Before we do that, we're going to talk about positive affirmations. So have a comfortable seat on your yoga mat, if you're on one, or a towel or the floor. And in the story, she repeated positive things to herself. And you can tell that it helped boost her mood and kept her feeling happy. So things like, I am focused, I am calm, right? Those are positive affirmations or mantras. So they're positive things she could repeat to herself to help motivate her and inspire her to be her best self. So that's what we're going to do before we begin our yoga practice. I want you to think about something positive you can say to yourself. So it's an I am statement. So it can be something like, I am brave, or I am healthy and strong, or I can do this, right? Or I am calm. Whatever positive affirmation feels good for you, one that you want to live by, one that you would want to repeat in your mind when you needed it the most. So pick yours. You can close your eyes if it helps you find it. Think about what you would want to say to yourself to help lift your mood and help you be the best version of you. Okay, we're going to do a little seated warm-up before we get into all those yoga poses from the book. So sitting in your easy pose with legs crisscross, I want you to, we're going to imagine we have like a butterfly or a bee, whatever you want to imagine, kind of flying over your head in circles so we can loosen up our neck muscles. So go ahead and imagine there's a butterfly flying over and around your head and you're just following it with your eyes, moving your neck in big circles. Nice job. Keep looking around. And then switch directions. Butterfly or the bee is going in the opposite direction. Feel your neck muscles loosening up. This is good if you've been looking at a screen a lot today. We need to move our neck. All right, let your head come back to facing forward. And then put your hands on top of your shoulders. We're going to do a little sprinkler pose to warm up our back. So you can just kind of switch from side to side like this. And we're going to loosen up our spine. If you want to, you can add sprinkler sounds like ch, 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 ch. Do a couple more. And then slowly come back to center. And then we're going to do blooming flower. So take your hands behind your head. When we open, we're going to open our elbows out, and this is when our flower is blooming. And then we're going to close our flower. Bring your elbows down to the floor. Inhale lifts you up, bloom your flower. Exhales bring you down, close your flower. Inhale, open your flower. Exhale, close your flower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, close and lower. Okay, she begun her yoga journey in mountain pose. So starting in mountain pose, we want to press our feet into the floor to help keep us sturdy and grounded. You can have your hands out by your side like this, or put them together, or reach them up. And see if you can close your eyes for a moment, imagining you're strong and sturdy, like a mountain, very still and calm. Take a deep breath in, and breathe it out slowly. Nice. Bring those hands down. And then stepping on one foot. The next pose she did in the story was tree pose. So we're going to put all of our weight into one foot as we bend the other knee, turn it out. You can leave your toes on the mat or on the floor, or you can slide it up or pull it all the way up above your knee. Looking at a focus spot is so helpful. You can keep your hands right here in front of you, or you can slowly grow your branches, imagining your tree growing slowly. Focusing on one spot, taking a breath that helps you stay balanced. And then bring your hands down, bring your foot down, and let's go to the other side. Let's see, this side might be different. I'm sometimes more balanced on the other side. So finding your focus spot first, Then slowly moving your foot up your leg if you want to, or leaving it on the floor. Hands together, and maybe you grow your branches slowly. Nice. Big breath in through your nose. Slow breath out. Bring those hands down, bring your foot down. Let's go into airplane pose. That was the next pose that she did. So we're going to stand on one foot and then extend the opposite leg back, bringing our hands forward, and we're going to lift that back leg up. So we're trying to balance on our standing leg. Again, a focus spot is going to be so helpful here, and use your breath to keep you calm. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your nose. One more. And then bring everything back down. And let's do the other side. So you're going to now press all of your weight into the other foot that was flying before. Reach your arms forward and then lean forward, lift your back leg up. You might have some turbulence in your airplane. Finding a focus spot and using your breath, a smooth, deep breath will help keep you stable. 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring that leg back down, shake it out. And let's go into star pose. That was the next pose in the story. For star pose, you want your heels of your feet turned in a little bit, toes turned out, and reach your arms out big. Make yourself into like the biggest star you can. Really stretch your hands, stretch your legs, twinkle those fingers. For 3, 2, 1. Set it down. We're going to go into half moon pose next. That was the pose that she did next in the story. So we're going to, this is helpful actually if you have a wall nearby, because we want to kind of imagine that we're opening our body up like we're leaning up against a wall. So I'm going to start with my left side. I'm going to bend my left knee and put my left hand down on the mat. So it's the same side, foot and hand that are going down. And then I'm going to lift my right leg up and my right arm up. So if you're against a wall, you can really lean into it. If you're not against a wall, you want to find a focus spot to stare at. See if you can balance. Maybe you're repeating a mantra to yourself right here, like, I am balanced. I am strong. And see if that helps you in the pose. For 3, 2, 1. Bring everything back down to the ground and slowly come up. And let's try the other side. Bending your other knee now, so you can bring your hand down to the mat. And then bringing your back leg up. Straightening now the leg that's on the mat. And then reach your other hand up to the sky. Maybe saying to yourself, I am balanced, or I am focused and calm. I can do this pose. 3, 2, 1. Notice how your self-talk makes a difference. If I told myself in that pose, I can't do it, this is too hard, then I probably would fall out of it. But if you pay attention to the way you talk and you can talk to yourself in a kind and positive way, it can be really helpful. All right, so we just did half moon pose. Now we're going to come have a seat and get into boat pose. So you're sitting on your bottom. Your spine is nice and tall. Lean back a little bit and see if you can lift your toes up off of the mat. So your legs are kind of like parallel lines with the floor. Bring your arms out. Pull your belly button in. For 3, 2, you can kind of rock side to side, reminding yourself that you are balanced and strong, even if your boat is experiencing some waves. 3, 2, 1, set it down. Okay, the next pose is camel pose. So we're going to imagine kind of like a camel's hump is the shape that we're going into. So we're starting on our knees, and then tuck your toes under. And then maybe you just start with one hand. You're going to lean back. So you pull your belly button in, but you press your hips forward. And I'm going to lean back and see if I can touch one of my heels of my foot. And then maybe I do the other side too. So I'm going to reach my hand back and see if I can touch the heel of my foot. If I can't do that yet, then I can just put my hands on my low back. and lean back that way. So maybe you start here, and then if you feel comfortable, you start to slowly lean back a little more until you can reach your hand down towards your heel. Maybe the other hand comes down too. Pushing your heart up towards the ceiling. 3, deep, slow breaths. 2, 1, and gently come back up onto your knees. Now after I do that pose, I like to just have a seat on my heels in hero's pose and just take a moment to make sure I'm not dizzy before I move on to the next pose. And then the next pose she did was eagle. So let's come to standing in mountain pose and then shift all your weight into one foot. We're going to sit back like we were sitting in a chair and cross one leg over the other. So the one where I put all my weight into, that's the one that's on the mat. Cross my leg over, use your toes as a little kickstand, or try to wrap your toes around your ankle. And then your arms come out, and I'm going to cross one arm under the other, bend my elbows, lift my hands up, twist around until the palms of my hands can touch. Maybe they don't touch, that's okay too if they don't. We're just trying to, we're reaching for that. Breathing in. Breathing out, focus on a spot so you don't lose your balance. Breathing in, breathing out, and then shake it out. Awesome job. Let's do the other side. So we're gonna now shift my weight over to this foot, sit back like I'm sitting in a chair, get ready. Cross that other leg over, toes as a kickstand or toes wrap around. Now the opposite arm comes under. Bend the elbows, reach around, try to touch my palms together like I'm giving myself a high five. Sit down low, elbows come up high for 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Awesome. And then come on down to the mat again. We're going to go into tabletop pose to get us ready for our next one, which was downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under and then straightening your legs as you lift your hips up high. Hips go high and back. And you can walk your dog, meaning that you bend one knee and then the other. Or you can lift up one leg, so you're in a 3-legged dog. Or set that leg down and reach the other leg up. 3-legged dog. For 3, 2, 1. Come back down to tabletop. We're going to go through our warrior poses. So she did those 3 poses that she did together were warrior 1, warrior 2, and reverse warrior, where she was talking about peace. So you can use your positive mantra that you created, or use other ones like I'm strong, I am peaceful, I am brave. Whatever you want to think about in these warrior poses. These warrior poses actually really help us create confidence, and they help us really feel strong and powerful. So we're going to start in mountain pose at the front of our mat. Step one leg way back. So we're bending our front knee now. Knee over ankle. Hips face forward. Reach arms up high, reaching for the sky. This is warrior 1. Repeating your positive affirmation to yourself. And then leave the legs as they are. Turn your arms out to the side. Warrior 2. Try to keep your eyes looking right over your front fingertips. Your gaze is focused. Your body is strong. And then take your back hand and just gently touch it to the back leg as you lift the front hand up. This is peaceful warrior. Big breath in. Big breath out. Remembering in this pose that peace begins with you. And then lift back up, turn both toes to face forward and hop them together. We're going to come onto the other side. So now step the opposite leg way back, bend your front knee over your ankle, hips turn to face forward, reach arms up high to the sky for warrior 1. Bending your front knee nice and deep. Breathing, feeling strong and powerful. Turn your upper body out, so now you come into warrior 2. One hand forward, one hand back. Look over those front fingertips. You're focused and strong. brave. And then lifting my front hand up as I bring my back hand down to just gently rest on my back leg. Peaceful warrior. You can look up at your top hand or up at the ceiling. I am peaceful, and peace begins with me. Bring that front hand back down, both toes face forward, and then hop your legs together. Nice job. Have a seat. We're going to end with just a few more poses. For flower pose, we bring our feet together so our knees are bent. Then we weave our hands up under our ankles, grabbing onto the fronts of our ankles. And then we get really stable in our sit bones as we sit back a little bit so we can lift our feet off of the mat, and then our feet might come open a little bit like a flower blooming. Again, you can imagine your favorite flower here, what color it is, what it smells like. This is a good balancing pose. You want to pull your tummy in to help you balance better. I've been noticing these white gardenia flowers around my neighborhood, and they smell so good, like perfume. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Nice job, guys. The next pose, she had all the flowers in a basket. So she was doing what we might call basket pose or bow pose. Come onto your belly. And then bend your knees, lifting your feet up. You're going to let your belly and your chest come down to the mat and reach your hands back, trying to grab onto your ankles or maybe your tops of your feet, whatever's comfortable for you. And then you want to, as you breathe in, we're going to lift our legs up off of the mat, lift our chest up off of the mat, pressing our feet towards the ceiling. Okay, ready? Breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, you might rock a little bit. Your breath might rock you. Imagine what you're holding in your basket. Make your breath smooth and calm. Big, deep breaths. For 3, 2, 1. Relax and set those legs and arms down. Whew, release it. And then let's come into a quick child's pose to help us rest. That was the next pose she did in the book. There's 2 ways of doing it. You can have your knees together, sitting on your heels, and you bring your head down to the mat with your arms back by your feet. Or, so that one would look like this. Or you have your knees wide, feet together, sitting on your heels, and you stretch your arms out in front of you. So you're really lengthening your arms, reaching, stretching your arms too. So whichever one works for you. Take a couple deep breaths in whichever child's pose you want to do. Knees together or knees wide apart. My positive affirmation right here is I am calm. I'm going to slowly walk my hands up, and we are going to come into our final relaxation pose. So I want you to choose your pose. If you want to, you can sit up, but for this relaxation we're going to do today, it'll be really nice if you're laying down. So try it with me laying down. I'm going to stay sitting up so that you can hear me better. But go ahead and lay down, stretching your legs out long and your arms out long. Lying on your back. We want to let every part of our body just relax and really sink into the floor. Our rest pose at the end of class is so important. It's a good time to feel proud and thankful for all the poses that you've been able to practice today. All the good yoga you just did for your body and your mind. And in our rest pose today, we're going to do this practice called lemonade squeeze. So you're going to imagine your toes are like straws, sipping sour lemonade up from the bottom of your toes through to every part of your body. So let's start with our toes. Inhale and hold your breath as you pucker your toes up like they're sipping up sour lemonade. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Breathe breathe out and relax your toes. Taking another big sip of sour lemonade, sip it up towards your full legs, all the way up through your legs, holding it for 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, relax and release your legs. Now your belly and your back. Breathe in, squeezing, puckering up, and then breathe out, relax and release. And now your chest and arms. Focus on those areas as you sip in the lemonade, breathing in, squeezing, puckering up, and then relax and release. And then finally, make a face like you just took a super sour sip of lemonade, tightening up your nose, eyes, cheeks, and forehead. Hold it, squeeze, and then breathe out, relax and release it. Okay, breathing and tightening up your whole body now, from your toes to your face. Hold everything in for 5 seconds. Super sour lemonade. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, relax completely. And notice the difference between being all tense and being so wonderfully and peacefully relaxed. Allow your body to just melt into the floor now. Letting your thoughts clear from your mind. Just relax. Letting your breath just be smooth, not controlling it. Noticing how your body feels. And then start to wake your body up. Maybe you want to wiggle your fingers and toes, or maybe you want to give yourself a big stretch. And then join me back in easy pose, sitting up when you're ready. Now, I bet even though you didn't actually drink sour lemonade in that practice, you could kind of feel those sour sensations in your mouth, right? Like your mouth puckering or watering up with that sourness. And that shows you how powerful our mind is. What we think affects how we feel. And that's why creating those positive affirmations we talked about through the story and through our yoga is so important. So anytime you need it, you can repeat a positive phrase to yourself. If you're feeling sad, you can repeat the phrase, I am grateful, right? So you can think about things you're grateful for. If you're feeling angry, you can tell yourself, I am calm. Right? I can handle this. Whatever helps you feel better. Right? So what we think affects how we feel. And let's end with creating some peace for ourselves. So rub your hands together. Place your hands on your head. Repeat after me. May I have peace in my thoughts. Hands to your chin. May I have peace in my words. Hands to your heart. May I have peace in my heart. Hands together. And together we say, Namaste. Thanks for joining me.